What is going on, guys? This is Devin from Marks Motorsports, and in front of me we have a 2021 Can-Am Outlander 450. This is in the Viper Red coloration, and this unit has a phenomenal amount of features, and it's actually best in class in almost every single spec, so we're going to go over that with you right now. Starting in the front end of this vehicle here, we have double A-arm suspension with 9 inches of travel, as well as 10.5 inches of ground clearance for the whole unit front to back there. The winch is actually factory wired, so it's fairly easy and tedious but easy to install a winch into this unit. We also have high, low, and off settings for these headlights up here. They come with the Carlisle Trail Wolves out of the box. And then if you come over here, I will show you the differential. In the front end of this unit, we have a Visco lock differential in the front. This is very similar to Subaru or Ford, the way that they run those. Now I will be showing you guys the switch cubes on this unit and how to use all the buttons. As far as the starting procedure goes for this unit, you will simply take this red switch, put it over to where the circle icon is. This is the kill switch. And then you will press this green button one time. That will prime the fuel pump and initialize the ECU. You will then press it again until it fires, then you will let it go, and now the machine will be on. Moving past that, we have the brake here. This brake lever is all 4 wheels, so you're going to be using this brake lever predominantly almost all the time. It also has a parking brake, so you'll see this little latch here. You simply pull it in, go like that, and now the parking brake is on. It applies the brakes to all 4. To release, you simply pull the lever in. Moving down here, you'll see it says REVOR. That is reverse override. So if you are in reverse, you press this, it will give as much power as you're about to put into it. There is a limiter without that. You'll also notice it has DPS, that's dynamic power steering. So this unit is an Outlander 450 base, so it doesn't actually have power steering, but if it did, this is where the button would be. It has 3 modes, minimum, medium, maximum, which you would adjust by holding that. Moving over to the right side of the kill switch here, switch cube here, you have 2-wheel, 4-wheel drive. This unit is always live in the rear with the 2, so it's got a right angle gearbox, just always power to the rears. If you do want to activate the 4-wheel drive, you would simply flick it down. And now you're in 4-wheel, which will activate that Visco lock front end I was talking about previously. You also have the throttle here. This unit is fully automatic, like all of the Can-Am full-size ATVs. It has a CVT, or continuously variable transmission. It has 5 modes for the driving. You have low for all of your towing and plowing needs. High is your regular mode. If you're riding around, you're going to be in high. Also has neutral, as you can see, which is just like neutral in a car, same thing. Reverse and park, those are pretty self-explanatory. You simply want to put it into whatever mode you're going to be in, and then it will activate. It also tells you on the dash as well. This seat comes right off with the latch in the rear, just like many other ATVs. You will also notice that if you look down here, you have a battery that is super accessible. Both terminals are exposed, right on top, super easy access. Some of the older ATVs are a little bit more difficult to get to the battery. You may have to pull it off in the front end, or they're underneath. They're in various locations, so that's very nice. You also have access to your VIN number and all your basic information here. Brake fluid, starter relay, and diagnostic port for technician. If you wish to access the air filter on this unit, there is no tools required. You simply go to this little handle here and pull it upwards. And then now, you have access to the air filter, which is right here. Moving past that, if you go underneath this, there is actually all the vents that are snorkeled, as well as the CVT intake and the regular engine intake. All of it is snorkeled, which is really, really nice. One thing I forgot to mention before is this bolt with this nut here. If you wanted to limit the throttle as to how far you could push it, you would simply break this nut loose and then turn this bolt in, and then that will restrict how far you could actually put the throttle. So if you had somebody who was just learning how to ride an ATV, you could do that so they don't accidentally whiskey throttle it. So that's a nice feature as well. At the heart of this unit, we have a 427cc single cylinder fuel injected, as I mentioned before. Access to the dipstick is right here. This is also the rear brake for the unit. That is 2 in the rear only, and that is a separate reservoir in the event that your fronts were to break or you were to lose that hand brake up there. This unit has 38 horsepower, which is class leading. It is the most in the entire industry for a 450 and, that range. Filling up the gas is very simple. It's right here, simply just with a twist off. We do recommend you put 91 plus in this unit, like we do with all of our motors, because they are high compression with Can-Am and Rotax. Moving past that, you see the rear here. This is a storage box with 2 clips. This comes with it, which is pretty nice. Got a decent amount of storage space in here, which you can see. Moving on to the rear of this unit, it comes out of the box with a trailer hitch on it. You can tow 1,300 pounds with this vehicle, which is phenomenal for an entry-level quad, and it is very, very rugged. If you look to the rear end of this unit, you'll notice that there is no control arms here. That's because Can-Am is the only one in the whole industry who utilizes what's called a torsional trailing arm, which is a phenomenal technology. It gives you a massive amount of ground clearance. As you can see, there's nothing to hit here if you were to go over rocks. And on top of that is a lot less maintenance, because if you have a control arm system, you're going to need to grease these bushings and or replace them as they start to wear out. Where this one, all you have is one bearing here, a shock, and then just a piece of metal, and then the sway bar lengths for greasing. One thing that you'll notice as well is that our sway bar end lengths as well as the sway bar are fully greasable, whereas a lot of our competition doesn't have any grease points, they're just throwaway bushings. The exhaust is powder coated right out of the box. Can-Am really goes out of their way to make sure all their components are very premium, so they're going to last a long time. Can-Am is really a class leader when it comes to quality. Overall, if you are looking to get into the ATV world and you're looking to just test the waters, this is a phenomenal entry-level ATV that you could start out with. It has above and beyond the features that you will need as a new rider, and it's more than capable enough to handle any kind of a trail riding task. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this video was helpful and showed you the features of the Outlander 450. Feel free to give us a shout at 860-741-5115 for any questions. This is Devin from Motorsports in Enfield, Connecticut. Thanks very much, guys.